Welcome back, everyone, to Pontus Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 1, Episode 3 of our OD&D project. This is Learning Chainmail, Episode 3. We're going to jump right into gameplay. Last two episodes, we've done some model prep. We've gotten the chainmail rules printed out, and then we got our armies figured out and board set up in the second episode. Episode 3, we're going to start rolling some dice and getting into the actual gameplay. We've got the Chainmail Rules for Medieval Miniatures by Gary Gygax and Jeff Perrin on the board here. We've got our initial play. We went through last time in the setup about talking about a historical battle. So what we did was we printed out the Battle of Agincourt for use with Chainmail Rules. I just came up with this kind of scenario, and we've set up the miniatures from last round. Let's kind of go through what the campaign setup guide is. First of all, Battle of Agincourt fought on October 25th, 1415, one of the most famous engagements of the 100 Years' War between England and France. Henry V of England was significantly outnumbered, and he led his forces to a victory over the French nobility. So we've got some kind of representation of the Battle of Agincourt. You know, it's a fantasy kind of encounter. I'm not some official wargamer guy, so just letting you guys know. We've got 3 units of longbowmen here. We've got 2 units of heavy infantry for the English. And I've done some little kind of quick painting for these guys. Same with the longbowmen. Just kind of get them a little bit of painting. We've got 2 units of light infantry and 1 unit of knights. And we actually have Henry as well on the board. So he's going with the knights. And then for the French, we've got a slightly bigger army. We've got 4 units of archers, 4 units of heavy infantry, 4 units of light infantry, and 2 units of knights, also with the Dauphin in the back. The French, we've given them some approximated blue trefoil kind of approximation, we'll call it. You can see here as well. Just a little blue mark on the shield with a little yellow mark. Just to kind of be able to distinguish the forces on the board. The other thing about this is we're trying to set this up for if you wanted to do some gaming inexpensively. What was great about the old rules of this is, you know, like the old D&D rules used to say, for use with a pencil and paper. I mean, we've got a few miniatures on the board. We've got dice. We've got a printable version of this that you can download and buy pretty cheaply online. I'm going to use a paper measuring tape here to get our measuring done. The other thing too is, obviously it's very flexible around what kind of rules you play. They've got 2 setups in the chainmail rules. They've got the idea of turn play and simultaneous play. So in turn play, you do a move, counter move system. And in the simultaneous play, we write orders out. So maybe we'll try to do a version of orders in a later time, but we're going to do turn play for this time. I try to go with some objectives here. I think we're just going to kind of slog through and see what happens. One thing that we did set up is some kind of rules modifications. We have, first off, is the longbow superiority. So they have a lesser number of longbowmen here, but longbowmen can shoot twice before the French forces engage in melee. There's also muddy terrain in the center here, which is going to be treacherous for the knights. And we also have a stake defense, so they gain a bonus against charging there. Other things that we've got picked out in this strategy is just the layout. Already showed you the layout here. You know, we've done this battlefield plan in the setup. So we've got that all taken care of. And last time we did a little bit of reading through the Dragon magazine, July 1979 take on the battle. It says political and military effects of Agincourt in the 100 Years' War. On the evening of St. Crispin's Day, October 25th, 1415, Henry V of England commanded a 6,000-man army with victory over the French. They captured 2,000 prisoners. Wow. Before we jump into the combat, a quick shout out to this channel's sponsor, Pontus Fathom Press. We've got a bookstore link down in the description where you can find the Cat 2 Journals out of Lovecraft's Providence. It's the omnibus collecting the 6 volumes of the two trilogies from August Moldenhauer and Giuseppe Balsamo, including Necromancy of Nyarlathotep, Hermeticism of Hastur, Psychoanalysis of Rilliet, and the Archaeology of Yog-Sothoth. You can also check out our other Lovecraftian fare, like The King in Yellow and Lost Carcosa and the Yellow Sign. You can check out our podcast series where we talk about sci-fi and pulp fiction. We've also got the Esoteric Dragon Mysteries, Decoding the Dragon Symbol and Myth in Occult Traditions, where we talk about dragons and Tolkien and Martin and other topics. And then finally, Alchemy and Anthroposophy in the Dune Saga, digging deep into the Jungian and anthroposophical highlights of the Dune Saga, things that make the Dune Saga great. So go check those out, and thanks for doing that. Okay, so let's jump right in. So again, we're going to skip initiative on the first round. I think what we're going to focus here on is the English have got some kind of initiative. I've also got a chainmail I just printed out a quick reference guide for some of the rules, and I'll also leave our kind of campaign rules handy in the back. Let's go ahead and start out with turn sequence. So both opponents roll a die. Higher score is the choice of electing to move first or move last. We're going to just start out with the artillery missile fire. We're going to start doing missile fire right off the bat. So the missile fire table, if we go over here to page 11, we've got a number of rules here on missile fire. It says the number firing. These are the units. So we've got 9 units here. So 9 to 10 against half armor or shield is 3. 1 to 3 is 3. 4 to 6 is 3. So it's against unarmored, it's 1 to 2 is 4. 3 to 6 is 5. And for fully armored, so we've got 9, it's 1 or 2. So these guys are going to act as fully armored. Because one of the rules, it says archers and longewomen may fire over the heads of intervening troops, friendly or enemy, providing that they are more than 3 inches distant. Indirect fire reduces the range of the weapon firing by 1/3. Indirect fire automatically classifies the target in the next higher armor category. So maybe what I'll do is I'll have some of our archers do direct fire so that they can get the half armor class of half armor or shield. For 6, that'll give them the ability to get 2. And then the fully armored are pretty much going to be armor proof, and then the half armored will go up to fully armored by the range fire. So it says unarmored troops become half armor, and fully armored troops become arrow proof. So the arrow proof guys are in the back. So if I direct fire into the archers, at least I can do a little extra damage. So for our initiative roll, let's give them 1 roll. 1 unit will target those archers here as direct fire, maybe right down the middle. Direct archers right down the middle. They are half armor and shield. And I think it's only going to be 3 units. Well, actually, it doesn't make us any sense to do it that way, because if they're fully armored and we do 9, we just fire into the whole group, then that's 1 or 2 damage. So let's just do that. So we'll roll for each group 1 or 2 damage, something like that. Okay, so we're going to either do, this is 1 damage, and this is 2 damage, and these are 1 damage. So we've actually done 1, 2, 4 damage. So, and we have to take it from the from these, because otherwise this row X, because that's a volley. So we're going to take these as the damage. Let's move now on to So that's sort of like they get the first initiative from that. That's the sort of the rule. Let's roll each for an initiative roll. And we'll roll one more time. They have a draw here. So we're going to give the French the initiative on this one. So the English had gotten that first roll in. So we'll start out with the French also doing a volley here. So they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 9 again. So let's just have them roll against half armored. It's 2, 2, 1, 1. So they can do 1 and 2. Okay, so we've got some damage taken from these guys as well. The French are also now able to do some moving. So let's get the tape measure out here. And yeah, these heavy guys are going to be actually arrow proof until they're in range, and then like they can't do it as a lob. They have to do it in direct fire. So once they move out in front of the arrows, we can fire directly at them and target them. So these are heavy foot. They'll move 6. So I'll just put the 6 here, and let's have them move out to like here. Okay, and then we'll continue that with our other troops as well. I guess we can just use this line here to sort of represent that 6. So our heavy will move up. They're sort of marching through the archers. So heavy infantry going first. Is the angle here because I see these are going at a bit of an angle. We'll have these also come up, heavy infantry. I can put these on trays, but I'm just going to do them individually for now. Okay, so that's our infantry. Let's move the rest of them up these get to move 9 actually, the light infantry. So actually, if we move them 9, they actually can be up in front of them. But let's just have them move to sort of right behind them. And the heavy infantry can soak up with their full armor. And we'll move this other light infantry up as well, behind this one. And we'll move our knights up. Knights can move. Knights armored foot. They also move 6. So they can move up to here. They'll move up right up to the archers. We'll have the Dauphin move up with them as well. And we'll have these move up as well behind. And we might as well have these just kind of follow another set of light infantry. They can surpass them, but let's have the heavy infantry take the first round of damage. Okay. So that's going to do it for the French move. Let's switch back over to the English. So again, they're going to do their roll for the 3 here. And they're going to get 2. Now this is direct fire against full armor. So direct fire against full armor is 2, 1, 1. So we can have, let's say 1, 2, or let's say 1 from this group, 1, 2 from this group, and 1 from this group. And then we can have a second lobby as well, because we've not moved our archers. And we get 2, 1, 1 again. 2, 1, 1. So we can do 1, 1, 2. Okay, so we've cut into the troops a bit. Let's now move we're going to the movement phase. We will move our We'll move our heavy foot. Heavy foot can move forward 6. To here. I can come through these lines here like this. And we can draw that line across to these as well. Our Templar type guys here. Our light infantry can move up 9 as well. But again, we'll have them come up to just behind them. So we can move them up to here. And we'll move these up to here. And our heavy knights as well. They'll stay behind our archers and they'll advance to here. Okay, and we'll also have Henry V come up behind. And that's going to do it for the next round of our troops. So we've got some archery happening in the first round. I think that's what we'll call this this episode done. I think this is a pretty good experiment of how it goes. We're going to start playing the mechanics of the muddy field coming up next, and we'll be getting into our melee in the next round. So I think that's going to be the focus of hitting melee. This way I can brush up on the melee rules, and I'll get to that in episode 4. So thanks for watching, everyone. Click for the next video, and we will see you in episode 4. And I'll leave you with some views from the battlefield. Take care.